And I was about 25. No, maybe 24. Anyway, I was having a bit of a bad do. These lads tried to kill me and my brother, blah, blah, blah. I'd been awake for a few nights. I lost my house and everything was going a bit shite. So I ate this big lump of hash thinking, oh, that'll get me to bed. It's a silly cunt. And then looking back, I think I had a seizure, but what was happening in my head, because I'd been like sleep deprived and I was very frightened as well. So I had loads of adrenaline in my head. And I'd had a seizure in my girlfriend's bed, not knowing what a seizure was, because it was the first one I'd ever had. And in my tripping sort of state, I went downstairs naked, covered in piss, and I'm saying to our James, Seamus, listen to me, man. And he's like, what are you doing with no clothes on, you cunt? And I'm like, Seamus, listen, I've died. And I was convinced that I'd died in this seizure, and that what I'd been experiencing, the convulsions, was my soul leaving my body. So I was actually totally convinced I was dead, because I was in the middle of a cannabis psychosis, not realising, after eating a massive lump of hash. Silly bastard. So my brother's going, you haven't died. And my girlfriend and the mates are going, Chris, you haven't fucking died, mate. You're naked, you're being a bit annoying, but you're certainly not dead. And I was getting really annoyed, because I'm thinking, why are they listening to me? Why are they denying the most spiritual experience I've ever had? I just died in that fucking bed up there. He said, yeah, we could hear your fucking stomach were going on. We thought you were having a wank somewhere. And I'm like, no, I died. And they wouldn't have it. And then, because I got so irate with my poor brother, the poor little bastard, he's putting up with me. I fucking had another seizure, but everybody saw me then having a fit. So they did what you'd imagine would be sensible. They got an ambulance. So I'm come round from the second fit, in the back of the ambulance, still convinced that I've died. So I'm like, I'm thinking they're wasting NHS resources. They could help somebody else. So I'm shouting to the driver, mate, I've died. You're wasting petrol. Don't take me to BRI. Take me to Earthwood Cemetery, where I used to huff the glue, and I'll be all right. And I can be a ghostie and I can huff ghosty glue and it'll all be fine. And my poor brother was in the ambulance with me, and I'm saying to him, James, look, you'll have to ring mum and tell her I've died. And he was like, oh, hold me still. And I ended up, shameful to admit, but I kind of got a bit fighty. I got a bit fighty with the ambulance guys, which you should never do, because fuck me, they actually save lives, man. But I was more fighty with my brother, but we did fight a lot as brothers anyway. But so they ended up strapping me to this ambulance fucking stretcher thing. And I'm there in Bradford Royal Infirmary. No, yeah, it was Bradford Royal Infirmary, and I'm there in the A&E, strapped to a stretcher, and I'm shouting at all the pissheads going, will you show a bit of respect for the dead? I fucking died earlier, you cunts. I fucking died, I'll have you know. Then they put me onto a heart monitor, because obviously they're thinking, what is going on with this mad cunt? On the heart monitor, and after a bit calming down, then I had another fit. And little things come off my chest, didn't they? So the machine went, ooh, not because I had died, but because they came off my chest. But me, I saw that, and I'm saying to the nurses, I told you, I fucking died. I fucking died. Why is no one listening to me today? I died at tea time, and you're still fucking me about with this fucking heart monitor. Can I not just get a taxi, or at least go to the pub? Now I'm a ghostie. And anyway, so as you might imagine, I ended up in a mental hospital then.